And lastly, for conspicuous bravery in the line of duty, Detective Constable Isabel de Pauli.
Thank you, sir.
I see you're transferring to Liverpool.
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Awful place.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you could have knocked.
Where is he?
Haven't seen him.
I told you before about this. Sometimes you just don't listen to me.
What are you doing? How are you doing? Hey! Yeah, not the telly, not the telly.
I'm Detective Constable Callahan from the Plainclothes Department of Merseyside CID, based at Bridewell, Liverpool 1.
Constable Callahan, I'd like to go back over some of your evidence. In particular, the events of last May the 7th. Is it the case that you had obtained a warrant to search number 11 Aintree Drive?
Yes.
The premises occupied at the time by my client, Mr. Sullivan?
Yeah.
And that you and other members of the plainclothes squad then went to the premises and instituted a search?
We found half a kilo of cocaine.
If you could just answer the questions, please.
And several illegally held firearms.
Your Honor.
Constable.
Had you ever been to number 11 Aintree Drive before, Constable?
No.
I see. Can you then explain to the court, Constable, why the house you proceeded to enter and search was in fact number 9 Aintree Drive? In point of fact, Constable Callahan, the house you raided, the house occupied by my client, Michael Sullivan, was number 9 Aintree Drive, and not number 11, as stated in your warrant.
You were saying that the warrant was wrong?
A natural mistake, Your Honor. In Liverpool, for reasons of superstition, houses are frequently not given the number 13. This displaces all the street numbers, and no doubt confused the officers. But since this does appear to be a case of unlawful search, there are certain matters of law which we would like to discuss with you in private.
Very well.
The defense have guessed there was an informant involved in the arrest. They want to put him on the stand.
They want to put him in the Mersey.
I mean, you did tell the judge there was a serious risk of intimidation.
Well, of course I have. But now the address is wrong, the judge thinks they have a case. So, either we reveal the identity of the informant, and submit him to cross-examination, or we drop the prosecution.
No.
Callahan? You blew the warrant. You owe us.
Look, I didn't blow the warrant.
Oh, sir. You want to see a major gangland criminal like Mike Sullivan back on the streets just to save your poxy little informer the bother of testifying? Is that what you want?
Well, that's it then.
Nine lives, me, Callahan.
Yeah. All of them crap.
I'm DC Isabel DePauli here to see D.I. Howard Jones.
Yes, I'm Howard. Come in. Welcome to Bridewell, Isabel.
Paulie, can't stand Isabel. Thanks.
Hey, Paulie. Delighted to have you. City centre's bastard. Well, you probably realise that anyway. But we've got some scum here. And that's just the busies. We've got gangs, drugs, clubs, insurance, brokers. But, you know, it's a challenge. And it's, well, it's fun, you know. I'm pairing you with Callie to start off, because he's our most experienced officer. And he's a good lad. Excuse me a minute. Jeff! Gotta go, Callie.
You cocked up the warrant, Frank. You got the wrong address on the warrant.
What? Oh.
Well, but they haven't threw it out. Don't tell them to threw it out. Please.
What do you think they
What do
did?
you think they've done, Frank? The wrong bloody number.
Well, you can talk. You were supposed to do it yourself.
How could you do that?
We have to move quickly.
I don't like to bang on about this, Paulie, but you're joining tightly knit, highly motivated team. Here's the squad.
What's going on?
Search warrant Frank did for Mikey Sullivan had the wrong address on.
No.
Mikey's got off for me. Knows for sure Callie's got an informant.
Oh, dear God.
We have to rush it.
I'm going to have to tell our boss. Canteen in 10 minutes.
Hi. Who are you?
Howard, you said you were going to put that new girl with Frank.
I did.
Oh, come on, Howard, she's useless.
So's Frank. At least she's got a degree.
No.
Psychology, and she's done 2 tours in Vice with the Met.
So what's she doing up here then?
She requested the transfer.
And how come she gets a job here without doing time in uniform?
We're under strength. And we're crap.
She must be shagging someone.
Take her everywhere, show her everything, and look after her, please. Callie.
Are you complaining about having me as your partner?
No. Want to get a coffee or something?
He looks pretty upset.
Yeah, I heard you had a psychology degree.
Yeah.
So, you left the Met then?
That's right.
What brings you up our way?
I wanted to join a tightly knit, highly motivated team. Black. I want mine black.
So, you're from London then?
Not really, we're all over.
All over what?
We moved around.
Oh, right, you moved around.
Yeah, we were abducted by aliens. Look, why don't we just start with a general briefing?
Look, I'm just trying to get acquainted, that's all.
Yeah, well, that's not what it feels like getting acquainted.
Just making conversation. So, you got a boyfriend?
What?
You going out with someone, you know, a man.
What's that got to do with anything?
Just asking, you don't want to tell me, that's okay.
It's not that I don't want to tell you, I just want to know why you're asking.
All right, forget it. So what you should know is, juries here are bad. 52% of cases get off.
It might be less if you got the address right.
What?
I said it might be less if you got the address right.
Chief Inspector Hill would like to say a few words.
Right. This Sullivan business is a total bloody disaster. Press are going to have a field day with it, and you'll probably make the nationals tomorrow. However, the damage is done. So I want no vendettas. Do you hear? You had your chance with Sullivan and you blew it. So now you just pull your socks up and you get on with your job. You're the laughing stock of the bloody division.
He's right about that. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll get Mikey back, ourselves. He's been locked up for 6 months, so sooner or later he's going to blow a fuse. And when he does, we'll be there. Where have you been?
Hiding. By the way, there's been a disturbance down the Sub Club. Just come in.
That is John Sullivan. Part legitimate businessman, part major drug supplier. He's got pubs and clubs all over Merseyside, and this is the hub of his little empire. And that is his baby brother, Mikey, who slipped through our fingers at court this morning. Morning, Mr. Sullivan. Not a spot to bother, I hear.
You know, I hate to sound critical, Howard.
But don't you think it's a bit small-minded coming down here like this?
We heard you had some trouble.
Yeah, I heard we had some luck. John Sullivan,
Detective Constable DePauli.
a southerner, and a woman.
Yeah, there were mitigating circumstances.
I'll bet. Well, sad to say, the force up here is full of ill-mannered macho bigots who don't like outsiders much. You okay? Who are you talking to? Liam. It's all right, Mikey. Liam, go and get Carol a drink. Una paloma blanca.
Must be nice to have him back.
He's got a lot on his mind, see. He's very upset about the person who informed on him. If I was him, I'd be looking out.
Is that a threat, Mr. Sullivan?
No. Come down for a drink sometime.
Mikey's not all there, is he?
Diagnosed schizophrenic. You better find your informant. Get him out of town, Kelly.
Do you want some help?
Look, it's not your problem. Thanks.
Okay.
Howard? That bastard Tulis in the dingle. He got thrown out of his window this morning. And his telly.
No, that's nasty.
CID have passed it on to us.
Thulis is a low-level drug dealer. He's one of our regulars. Why don't you tag along with Frank for now?
Sure.
Do you want to lead?
Mr. Thulis, I'm DC DePauli. This is DC White. We're sorry to hear about what happened. We'd like to ask you a few questions. The police said they saw a man running away. Do you remember anything about him?
No. We haven't done all this.
So you've never seen him before?
No.
Okay. So someone you don't know breaks down your door and throws you and your possessions out of the window. Does this happen often in the dingle?
All the time.
Look, this is about a drug deal, right?
Look, I need my script. I'll be coming off in a few days.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do.
I've got my collarbone, you know. I've got a crack rib.
Listen. If you want your script while you're in here, you sad scouse wanker, you better give me something in return.
Oh, yeah, and what are you gonna do, eh? Arrest him? I suppose you are.
Nice technique. Subtle.
What did he mean we wouldn't make an arrest?
Ah, he's off his head.
But why was there a police issue battering ram at the scene?
Probably Nick. Did you fancy a drink? I'm starving.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
What do you want, you godless pig?
Well, I'm fine, thanks, Father.
What do you want?
Patrick. Where is he?
How should I know?
So he's still in Wales, yeah?
Well, why shouldn't he be?
Well, I don't know. It was this morning I was chasing him out of the dealers in the dingle. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions here. So where is he?
How should I know?
Because you always know.
Well, I don't. And if I did, you're the last person I'd call.
You tell me you don't know where he is. On the Holy Book.
I don't know where he is.
Lying bastard. Hello, Patrick. You're doing really well, you know.
Just leave me alone, Mark, please.
Listen. Listen to me. Mikey got off this morning.
What?
It's possible he knows who informed on him.
Jesus, Mark, what? He got off. He's out.
I know. So the best thing is we get you back down to Wales to rehab. Look, it's nice and far away. You'll be fine.
What are you talking about, Mark? He got off.
Look, Mikey knows it's me, right? I'm never going to be fine anyway.
You'll be fine.
No, it won't, right? You made me do this, Mom. You said it'd be all right. You said it'd go away. No, you said it'd go away.
Listen to me. I won't let anything happen to you. Told you before about leaving that key outside. Sometimes I think you just don't listen to me.
Shut up, Mark.
Look, I'll be back after work. You just stay here till then, okay?
I'll think about it.
Let him go.
He's an addict, Ian.
He's your brother, for God's sake.
And yours. You look out for him. And 10 Hail Marys for lying on the holy book.
All right, Callie. Let's get your informant sorted.
Yeah, should be okay.
Ellie, by the way, all the wallet.
I know. It's okay. Forget it.
So what do you reckon now? The Paulie?
Vicious.
Fit though, or what?
You reckon?
In a vicious sort of way.
What I want to know is, right, how come she gets our job straight from transfer?
Must have shagged someone.
Probably ate him afterwards.
You bastards.
I mean, what's she doing here anyway?
Hey, what about that bloke from your interview development course? He was from the Met, wasn't he?
Yeah, so?
So? Give him a call. They might have some gossip on it down there.
Yeah, said I'd give him the pox.
Oh, Paulie, yeah, that's your place there.
Cheers.
So, did you give him the pox then?
Look, I'd like to invite everyone out for a drink tonight, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it, everyone?
Yeah, that's great. See you later.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm busy.
I'm not around tonight. Next time.
Sure. Howard, is it okay if I follow up on something from this morning? It shouldn't take long.
Yeah. Sure. Frank and Jordan caught. Callie, you got anything on this afternoon?
It's my nephew's birthday. I said I'd drop in.
Oh, sure. Well, you got time, won't you, anyway?
It's all right. I'll be okay on my own. Hi. Remember me?
He's not back from the hospital yet.
No, it's you I came to see. What's your name?
Dominique.
Dominique. Mind if I come in? So you were here when your man got thrown out, yeah?
I didn't see anything.
Oh? So someone smashes down the door and throws your boyfriend out the window and you don't notice anything? What were you doing? Talking to the butler in the West Wing?
What do you want?
Look, I know you know who it was. And if you don't tell me, I am personally going to make your life unbearable. Do you want to hear how I can do that?
Oh, you really want to know, do you? Well, it was a busy. One of yours. So big deal. What are you going to do? Nothing, that's what. Shut the door on your way out. I forgot you can't.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
What do you care?
Just tell me.
I don't know. Look, the busy comes in, right, and he's looking for this lad who's staying over. They have a row and the busy goes mad.
Why would a policeman run away from the police?
Oh, well, it's not exactly official, is it? None of it. I mean, he just comes in, puts Dave's stash in his pocket and then does him out the window. Dave's not the first. I mean, they're all at it up here, on the take. You know. You probably don't.
Do you know his name?
Yeah. Callie. Like Scally. Callie. So are you going to arrest him now, then?
Right, lads.
What do you got? What do you got? Wow, the new strip. Okay, Mark. Good to see ya. Thanks for the stuff.
It's alright, it'll probably be out of date before he can wear it.
Yeah, sweet business, that, isn't it?
It's a rip-off.
Hey, wake up, Trotsy. Your side lost, remember?
Would you like to turn this bloody thing
Give us the phone. Give us the phone. Will you give us the phone, please?
Oh, yeah. Spent a fortune on that little spoiled bastard.
It's not that little. Hey, when you lot have kids, he has got to kick the shite out of them.
Any problem, miss?
It's a crappy turnout. No Patrick, no Ian, no Therese. You'd think they could make an effort for their only nephew.
Ian's with Patrick.
He's not run away again, has he? Can't believe it. That kid.
We are not talking about him. He is banned.
Where's Calvin?
And he better not turn up here.
Officer at a pig farm in Cheshire. We're getting married, Mark. Yeah, I thought you'd be pleased.
I'm just surprised. You're not the type.
I'm pregnant. Yeah, I thought you'd be pleased.
I'm just surprised.
Would you give me away, Mark? Ian's going to do the service. Here's Therese. That's you off the hook.
Ian said you used our Patrick to try and put Mikey Sullivan away. How could you do that? How could you do it?
Don't you think we should talk about this somewhere else?
No, I don't. You selfish, selfish bastard.
Thanks. That's great. Really great.
Paulie, have you seen the Echo? Horrendous. Nice picture of Callie outside the court, though.
Look, Howard, if it's all the same to you, I'd like to change partners.
Why?
It's just not working out for me.
You've only been with him a day.
Yeah, I know.
Look, Callie's a sound lad. It's just that he doesn't show his emotions, that's all.
Well, so far I've seen rage and gloom.
Well, he's got this Mikey thing. He's let it get to him a bit. Give it a week.
Okay. Hewless, in the Dingle. Small-time dealer assault case. Howard passed it on to me.
You tell anyone about this?
Not yet. So what's he, ripping off the dealers? Nice car.
Look, I'm not ripping off anyone.
No, so why were you there?
I was looking for someone.
I have to tell you now is not a good time to start playing coy. Oh, wake up, Callahan. You broke into private property without a warrant, and you threw a member of the public out of a window. What do you want from me? Look, I don't expect you to trust me right off, and I never expect you to like me. But if you can explain this, I'll look after you. And if you can't, I'll turn your ass in.
Look, It's personal, okay?
No, it's not okay. You're a police officer, for Christ's sake, and so am I.
I was looking for my brother. Thewlis just got in the way.
So your brother's a junkie? So? Jesus, he's your informant, isn't he?
Can I go now?
No.
I'll have that key back, thanks. Hello?
She's with me.
I'm probably worked.
I'm Ian, his brother. He has to want it, Mark. I said I wanted him to stay here, go back to rehab with you, if that was his choice. If it wasn't, well, that was up to him. Look, I know you meant well in your brutal, uncommunicative way.
You better pray. Because if anything happens to him, it's down to you.
My conscience is clear. He does mean well.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm going home. Take me now. Wake up, you bastard. We haven't done it for months.
Paulie!
Oh, fuck.
The national bloody sales manager!
John, why didn't you tell me you'd invite the bastard to dinner?
I told you weeks ago!
It was my first day, Will. It wasn't exactly great bloody timing.
He tore my operation to pieces today. That's all I bloody need.
Yeah, let's talk about you for a change.
This will be all around the company tomorrow, you know that?
Good.
Anyway, who said we haven't done it for months? Shh. Look, I'm just taking him out for a curry.
Okay.
So you had a bad day too, huh?
My partner hates me. The squad's a farce. It was fine. But obviously I'm still really upset about your embarrassment with the national sales manager.
So why does your partner hate you?
It's a long story, I'll tell you later.
Look. 2 more years hard labour and then we're back to civilization. Don't wait up.
I won't. Who is it?
Me, Howard.
What's up?
Callie's brother's been shot. They don't think he's going to make it.
Sure it's Mike we're looking for?
That's what Callie says.
Okay, let's do it.
Are you registered?
Hello and good evening. Just a quick word about the forthcoming attractions here at the Soap Club. Yeah! That's if it keeps its license, of course. No, only kidding. Now, all this summer, Tuesday night is Drug Trade night, so bring your own handcuffs. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Now, Wednesday night is Council Fire Regulations night. Always a lot of fun, that one. And then we're back here every Thursday for a...
All right, there.
Hey! We've met, haven't we?
Yeah, this morning, you remember, you're Mikey's girlfriend, aren't you?
So is that a crime?
What's your name?
Carol.
Carol. You're from Essex, aren't you?
Are you arresting me?
I used to live near Hornchurch.
Right then.
Now, no need to panic. No need to panic. Just leave in an orderly fashion and hey, don't forget your money. Now, on behalf of Merseyside Police, may I wish you all a safe journey home. Thank you and good night.
So your fire alarm's okay then? Not too sure about your wiring though.
We're looking for Mikey, Mr. Sullivan, in connection with the shooting in the Dingle this evening.
What shooting?
Patrick James Callahan.
Mikey's not here.
Well, of course he's not, but you know where he is. And I want him down at our place first thing tomorrow morning. He comes to us, no one else.
Not what it was, you know, this place.
Not much else to do it tonight. You lot get some sleep. I'm going to the hospital.
I'll come with you.
They're still off rain.
Not much our end either. No witness, no gun, no forensic, no Mikey. If it was Mikey.
It was Mikey.
Well, you can bet his big brother's getting a really good alibi together for him. Excuse me. Yeah.
I'm really sorry about your brother.
No, I'll leave him in a minute.
I don't get how Mikey found him.
When he got loose, he'd go and buy smack, yeah?
Yeah?
So he'd ring around his contacts. Like that guy, Thewlis.
I know. Listen, I know.
I saw Thewlis with Mikey this afternoon.
Sorry?
Thewlis sold him out. Listen, don't do anything stupid. This is a big enough mess already.
Sorry about that. It's the wife. She doesn't like me being out late at night.
Listen.
What?
I've got an idea. But it's a long shot.
How long?
Get in, Carol.
I've got nothing to say.
2 questions, you answer them, and then you can go. Or we can all go down the neck. First question. How did you meet Mikey?
What do you want to know that for?
I'm curious. Really?
A club in Colwyn Bay.
Nice.
Look, it was a laugh, okay? He had money, seemed all right. Can I get out now?
Just one more. Does Mikey know you're doing it with his brother?
Oh, God.
Still, I don't suppose he'd mind. I mean, it must have been pretty tedious for you while he was locked up. Not that he'll find out, of course. Look, he shot that guy 5 times.
You want me to tell you Mikey did him? Well, yes, all right, he did him. You know it, so do I. But you want me to stand up in court and say it? Screw yourself.
Look, don't you want Mikey put away?
Look, I don't care what you do. I'm never giving no statement. I'm never going to court against Mikey or none of them.
You won't have to. All we need is the gun. There.
He's out of theatre. We got the bullets out and patched him up as best we can. We lost the right leg beneath the knee. He's not strong. It's with God now.
Here.
Thanks.
How is he? You look rubbish. Do you want to lift home?
No, thanks.
Listen, the gun's turned up. It's Mikey's.
You found the gun?
Yeah, well, he's a kid. Anybody else would have got rid of an incriminating weapon like that, but it's his toy, you know. So all we need now is Mikey.
Thanks for coming. I'm sorry about your Patrick. I know this is important.
I want you to give me Mikey. They found a gun. It's got his prints on. Mikey needs help. They'll lock him up someplace nice on the Whittle, and Union Man can go and visit him every Sunday. He's bad for business, John, and you know it. Bad for everyone.
Do you remember all those long hot summer days out here? Your dad's tranny blaring away. 5-a-side. I was Kevin Keegan, you were John Sosyak.
I was Kevin Keegan.
Christ, they were boring.
Give him up, John. Or they'll take him down in some shitty street somewhere. Is that what you want?
You want me to give my brother up? It's asking a lot.
You give him to me. I'll make sure he's okay.
It's not enough.
It's all I've got.
No, it isn't. You and I, Mikey, there's a price. question is, how are you going to pay it?
Come on, Mikey, get up. Come on.
Looks like we got the address right this time, Mikey.
Take it easy.
I'll give the place a once-over. Get some clothes on. Right, that, I think, is the result.
Why'd you do it, Mikey?
One time, Dad and I, John had a fight, right? And he was in the garage. I had John put his bike in there, and my dad didn't see it, and he smashed it up. He smashed it up in his car. Because he only had one eye, right? And he couldn't see some things sometimes. And he smashed the bike. When he got out, he called our John down, and he beat him. He beat him up real bad. And then a couple of years later, John beat him up. And that was at the fair.
Better get you dressed.
Yeah. Red sky at night. Shepherd's delight.
Jumped.
Christ.
He just jumped. I swear to God.
My cat. Bastard, he's done us again.
My God, Callahan. It couldn't look any worse.
He was mentally ill, sir.
You better hope the coroner agrees with you, Jones. You get your statements in before you go, independently. I want this done by the book, do you hear? A death in police custody is as serious as it gets.
You want to see a major gangland criminal like Mike Sullivan back on the streets just to save your poxy little informer the bother of testifying.
He's very upset about the person who informed on him.
Mikey knows it's me, right? I'm never going to be fine anyway.
Callie's brother's been shot. They don't think he's going to make it.
You found the gun?
So all we need now is Mikey.
You want me to give my brother up? That's asking a lot.
Looks like we got the address right this time, Mikey. All right, Howard. You won't have met D.C. DePauli. She's just joined us from the Met. Superintendent Roberts, area commander. Came as soon as I could. What the hell happened, Howard? Well, we arrested Michael Sullivan in a high-rise in Everton. We cuffed him, and he jumped out the window. Dear God. Who was with him? D.C. Mark Callahan.
That's a good bit, sir. Sullivan had just shot Callahan's brother the night before. He was an informant.
You don't think there's any possibility Callahan might...
You don't know that, Jones?
I do.
He weren't in the room.
Didn't need to be.
You should have been, though, shouldn't you?
All right, let's just get the statements in and see where we are. We've got an inquest and an inquiry to get through now.
Any idea who they're bringing in on this, sir?
Frank Galliano's coming over from Manchester.
Terrific.
We'll get no favours. Let me just have your statements as soon as they're ready.
I want it done by the book. Do you hear?
Frank Mad Dog Galliano. Mason lay preacher and Queen. Terrific. G.I. Jones.
Can I have a quick word?
Yeah?
Not here. We were just wondering how you were going to approach your statement.
With full and due regard to my own arse.
Look, Paulie, it's like this. Me and Joe can't say we saw Sullivan jump because we were with Howard. But you, right? You were out in the corridor. You could say you saw him.
But I didn't.
Okay. Well, then you could say that you could see Callie and that he didn't go anywhere near Mikey.
Look, Frank. I'm as sorry as you are that Callie's in the shit. But I'm not going to lie about this.
You believe him, though, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Then what's the problem? If you believe he didn't throw Mikey out, then why don't you just say so?
Because I didn't see what happened. Who gives a shit about that? They're gonna crucify him and kick him off the job, and that's if he's lucky. Is that what you want, eh? Look, from now on, there's them and us. And Frank is us, and Callie is us, and I am us. And all the other bastards is them. So, which are you? Is that your idea?
What?
I wouldn't lie on oath for anyone.
What?
Never mind.
How is he?
No change.
Look, I want him moved.
Moved? Where?
A different room, anywhere.
Will? Great.
All right, Kelly.
Did you work the poorly over last night?
Well, we were just trying to help.
She wasn't exactly cooperative.
This is my screw up. You should keep out of it.
All right, Kelly. How's your brother?
Still there.
Okay, Men in Black are here today, so have your notebooks and your diaries ready. They'll be wanting to follow up your statements. So make yourselves available and no attitudes. Otherwise, business as usual. Right, Kelly, Paulie, listen, girl.
Well, what's that?
Conviction for prostitution. Okay, mostly they turn up sleeping out of friends. Now and then they turn up dead. Parents are down at 3.
She went out last night, never came back. Just said she was going to see her boyfriend.
Sean O'Connell works in a garage.
I went over there. He wasn't in. Lucky for him, really.
So you haven't spoken to him?
He's a liar. There's no point speaking to him. He's the one that got her into trouble.
The prostitution.
He's a druggie. God knows what else.
If he's touched us, help me go out.
So Hannah lives with you? Last few months. She lost her job in the cafe, had a fight with the liar and came home.
He's been inside.
Supply.
Has she gone missing before?
No. She's not been that well. She stayed in a lot watching telly every evening.
Would you say that she's been depressed?
No.
I mean, she'd never do anything. I mean... She's only 18.
Look, I know it must seem like the end of the world right now, but most of the kids we go looking for turn up just fine.
Yeah, she'll turn up. She always does.
Someone will run you home.
Listen, thanks for your time. Pretty girl.
Most kids don't turn up just fine.
Callie, are you pissed off with me?
No?
Would you have lied for me?
Better go see the boyfriend.
Paulie,
Yeah?
assault down the south end. Dealer. What's his name?
Thulis.
Yeah, that's him. Where are we on it?
It sort of slipped my mind.
Fit it in, tie it up, okay?
Sure. Find out you threw Thulis out of a window the day before Mikey took his dive, you're finished.
How are they going to find out?
Fine. It's not my neck.
I mean, I'm not going to tell them, are you?
How was it?
Bastards. They want you next. Spoke to my guy in the Met last night. About to Paulie. They really rated her.
That must have pissed you off.
It did, yeah. On the other hand...
Well, yeah, I'll hold.
He reckons she's a bit of an info right. Apparently she got caught under a DI in the back of a car while they were on surveillance.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Ah, it's a wind-up.
That is what I said. But he said no. It's probably a load of bollocks though, I shouldn't have mentioned it.
You're not very worried about her reputation all of a sudden.
Yeah, okay. But it's not fair, is it? I mean, it's always all right for you blokes, but not us girls. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep it to myself.
Yeah, bet
you will.
We're looking for Anna.
Yeah? What for?
Because we've got nothing better to do.
So have you seen her or what?
She okay?
How should we know?
Look, she's been reported missing, okay?
She came round last night.
And then what?
And then she went
Where?
out.
Oh, she went out?
Yeah.
Is your boss in?
No.
Does he know where you've been for dealing smack? We just want to know where she was going, that's all.
She didn't say. She was pretty pissed off. Wanted to borrow 100 quid. Wouldn't say why.
So did you have a fight or something?
She was moaning, you know. She got on my nerves.
Yeah, of course.
You don't look bothered about it.
If anyone's here, say I killed him.
It's funny, because you weren't that fussy when you put her on the game, were you?
I had nothing to do with that, you know, kid. Nothing.
So did you give her the money? Did she say why she wanted it, where she was going?
Look, once, right, she's getting the bus home from the cream. Hooks up with this lesbo chick. Manicurist from Venezuela. Next I hears, she's getting deported from Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia copper. She turn up.
So what time did she leave?
Bar 9. Me and my mate spent the rest of the night. New club in Southport. Stayed till it's shut.
But you stayed till it's shut.
Yeah.
I want names, addresses.
Callum, do I look like a busy?
You stand out a mile.
Oh, this case is bollocks.
I got a bad feeling about it.
Do you want to go and check out his story?
No, I want you to check his story.
Well, you do what exactly? Oh, look, if you get caught near Hugh, listener, they'll throw away the key. Fine.
All right, Sue.
You shouldn't have come here, Mark.
We found him where you said. He was asleep. We cuffed him. And then I took him through to get his clothes on. He told me about how your Al fella smashed up your bike with his car. And how he went for you with his belt for leaving your bike in the garage like that. And then he said, red sky at night, shepherd's delight. And he just went out of the window. I never thought he'd do that, John. I couldn't stop. I was too far away.
You said you'd look after him. Give him to me. He'll be okay. That's what you said. You did say that, didn't you? You put your Patrick in the hospital, and I'll make you in the morgue.
You sold your brother to me because he was a liability and you wanted to get rid of him. You were just waiting for the right price.
What's he doing here?
Not here! Not ever.
Now pick it up. Liam, pick it up.
All of it!
Pick it up! Now pick it up. Take them to the rooms. Take them to the rooms. You want to blame someone, blame me. It's all my fault what happened, not Patrick's. He didn't want to grass Mike up. I made him do it. You're asking me if it's all over between us and you, Patsy. It's not his fault. None of it. I've got stuff to do.
And finally, you say you were here when you heard Constable Callahan shout no.
Yes.
Why didn't you accompany your fellow officer and the suspect?
As the log points out, sir, we split up to search the premises. The suspect was handcuffed, and the officer is very experienced.
A serious mistake, in retrospect.
Anyone can point out the obvious with the benefit of hindsight. Callahan's a moody bastard. But he'd no sooner push a handcuffed man out of a window than you would, remember that. And we made a mistake, yes. Like people do every day of the week. Sometimes it doesn't make any damn difference, and sometimes people's lives are never the same again. Remember that too. Anything else?
Okay.
I buttered him up a bit. It should be fine.
Hey, could be important.
You got anywhere with the boyfriend?
No. His chums backed up his story. They went to the club, had a few quiet drinks. No big deal, went home. They didn't see much point in ringing the club. But I did anyway. At about 10:30 last night, the air conditioning sprang a leak and dripped fluid onto the dance floor. A 16-stone girl slipped on it and broke her right leg. Her boyfriend then attempted to assault the manager, at which point a secondary leak fused the main junction box, plunging the entire club into darkness. A small conflagration broke out, the fire brigade were called, and the place was evacuated.
No.
Yeah, but hey, maybe our boys didn't feel that that was worth mentioning.
Pick the boyfriend up, get Frank out the pub, take him with you.
Well, what if he's not in the pub?
Check the morgue. Right, thanks. Hey. A body's turned up in a wood near St. Helens. Fit your girl to a T.
Nice.
Mr. Paulie.
Mr. Sullivan, what are you doing here?
Well, in case you haven't heard, my brother's just been killed in police custody. You've got to go. Yes, I'm afraid you'll find Callie pretty hard work at first. He's a morose sort of guy on the surface, but a lot of fun once you get to know him. And underneath it all, very emotional. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a statement to make.
Joe! Where have you been?
What's up?
We got a dead body over at St. Helens. Could be Ann Collins. Get the parents over there, do an ID.
Why me?
Thanks. Joe?
Yeah?
I was over at Allerton this morning, and I was sitting in the canteen, and suddenly I heard this fat CID bloke talking to the desk sergeant. And he was telling him how our Constable DePauli was transferred over here because of a scandal involving oral sex with a superior officer whilst on duty.
Allerton? God, that's fast. Oh, look, it was only a joke. I told Frank some bollocks I was supposed to have picked up from this guy I know in the Met. I mean, I never thought he'd actually believe it. I was only winding him up. Okay. Yep. I'm sorry if it's got out of hand.
Yeah. Because our Frankie's usually so discreet.
It's still 30 down Scotty Road, you know.
He's on his break. Ola says he'll be back in an hour.
Might as well wait then.
Somewhere a little less obvious, maybe.
Callie, can I borrow your tank?
Yeah, sure.
Just give us the damn keys.
Only to gravel.
This a bad time?
You could have not.
Do you want anyway?
Sorry to break it to you like this, but you've got to leave town for a bit. Now.
What?
6 months should do it.
Get off your head!
We're not going anywhere. Not now. Never.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel like that. Because, you know, if Callie found out that you set up his brother to get shot by Mikey Sullivan, I just don't know what he'd do.
I don't know what you're on about, love.
I can't help wondering if John Sullivan might not sort of blame you too.
You stupid bastard!
Hey, it had nothing to do with me. It was all Mikey's idea.
Don't worry about the expenses. This one's on me. A friend of mine will meet you at Euston.
All right, thanks. Thanks very much.
Have a nice time. I hate automatic.
Yeah, no, that complicated little peddly thing.
Yeah, all right, Frank. Calm down. What's happening?
He's not back yet.
And the dead girls turn out to be Anna Collins, yeah?
Nope.
No.
Aye, aye.
O'Connell, I'm arresting you for the murder of Anna Collins.
You're not obliged to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. But anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Sean. Look, why don't you just tell us what happened?
I never touched that. I never touched that.
Look, Sean, it's okay, but we know you weren't at the club, were you?
We was doing a chemist on Rancho Street.
So, where does that leave us?
Gagging for a drink?
No body, no suspect, no crime.
Yeah. And the girl's still missing. Did you get anything out of the boyfriend?
No. We think he was telling the truth. Well, about Anna, anyway.
But you did charge him for breaking and entering into the chemist, didn't you?
Yeah.
Seems a bit unfair. He was dead upset, wasn't he?
What do you mean unfair, Frank?
Have you seen John Sullivan? He was standing just over there a minute ago.
Better find him.
Is all this yours? Very pleasant.
They're all looking for you.
Oh, really? On behalf of the family, Callie, I'd hope you come to the funeral tomorrow. In fact, I expect to see you there.
Are you serious?
Well, he hasn't done anything to be ashamed of, has he?
Translate.
He's just messing with your head.
Why does he expect you to come to the funeral?
We're cousins. Sort of.
And I hope none of you have put that on your statements. This mess is complicated enough as it is.
Big city, small town.
And another pint of lager, please.
I phoned Anna's parents, kept them up to date. Likes the idea, gonna keep us posted.
Maybe she's gone back on a game. You should check that out next.
I'll show a photo around the girls tomorrow, see if they know how.
Seen the Echo? There's a page and a half of condolences for Mike.
Listen to this one. They say that time's a healer, but Mike, we are not so sure, because every time we think of you, we miss you more and more.
Is Patrick okay?
It's all right. He's still unconscious. He's no worse anyway.
I want to move somewhere private.
They won't move him that far yet. Alpha Lager, pint a mile, please.
It might be more secure.
Yeah, well, that's what we wanted to ask you about. I mean, if he makes it, the Sullivan's going to kill him anyway.
John didn't say.
You asked him?
Yeah, I asked him.
Bastard.
Right, Julie. Ian. Listen, Callie, I don't want you to go to the funeral tomorrow. The police will be crawling with National Crime Squad, and you don't want to end up in any of their snapshots, do you?
Well, I'm not going. And I don't think Joey or Therese are either.
Look, I thought I might attend. You know, for all of us.
It's up to you.
Seriously, Callie, you stay away.
What's the matter? I'm dead anyway.
Is that right, Howard?
Well, I think he could lose his job, yeah. Especially if he goes to the funeral.
Callie! You're not giving up on me, are you?
You going home?
Yeah. It's a big day tomorrow.
not stand by my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am diamond glints on snow. I am sunlight on ripened grain. I am gentle autumn rain. When you awake in morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds and circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand by my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die.
Callie, there's somebody out here to see your brother. He's not on the list.
I'd like to see him. I saw you came today, along with all them busies taking photos. There was a time, years ago, I knocked over this bottle of holy water. It was in the shape of the Immaculate Mary. My mum brought it back from Ireland. She blamed our Mikey. Locked him in the cellar. He screamed and screamed and screamed. He was trying to dig his way out through the wall with a nail. When my dad let him out, he didn't talk for 2 days. He was always such a happy kid, our Mikey. And you wonder where it all went wrong. I hear you've been moving him around the hospital. You don't need to do that now. Okay. I'll be seeing you at the inquest.
Where's your idiot, Callahan?
Well, he came in early to give his formal statement. It shouldn't be long.
Well, look, I can't wait. I'm due in court. Can you tell him to call me? And it's about the inquest, okay? So try not to forget.
Who was that?
Sarah Harding, CPS solicitor.
She doesn't like Callie much, does she? Are those guys laughing at me?
Why would they be laughing at you? You still want to change partners?
Do you think Callahan's going to survive all this?
Honestly, I don't know.
So what are my options? Frank?
What, Frank?
Forget I mentioned it.
What about the fuelist thing?
Word is he's gone off to London. Could be gone a long time.
Close it down then, eh?
Want it?
Yeah. So it's just I was in CID yesterday and there were these guys there and they're just looking at me really weirdly. And I'm not paranoid or anything.
I'm sure it's nothing. You finished?
Yeah. Listen, Anna Collins has turned up.
Hello, Anna. We're glad you're okay.
These are the police that were looking for you.
I'm sorry for your trouble.
Yeah, thanks for everything.
That's okay. Can we have a quick word in private, please, Anna?
What about?
It's all right, it won't take long.
Well, there's no need for that. She's here, she's okay, so that's it really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a few things we want to clear up.
Like what?
Come on, Tom, let's go for a coffee.
Shut up. Anything you've got to say, you can say in front of us.
What's the problem, Mr. Collins?
It's okay, Dad.
Shut up. You've caused enough trouble as it is.
Your daughter's not a minor. You have no legal right to be here when we question her. Can you please just leave us alone?
And we're going to question her anyway.
You've caused enough trouble already. She looks like a whore, that one.
How are you feeling? Anna, did you tell your parents about the abortion?
You're not going to say anything, are you? Not to Sean, neither.
No. What did you tell them?
I said I was on a train, coming back from North Wales. And I started to bleed. And then I woke up in here, which is true.
But you didn't tell them why you went to North Wales. How did you hear about the clinic?
A friend of mine. Her sister had it done there.
Is that why you borrowed the money off Sean?
I'd saved up the rest myself.
You didn't tell him what you were going to do?
He'd have gone mad.
Why? Did he want the baby? Did you tell him you were pregnant?
It's a terrible thing. I killed a baby and I'm never going to be forgiven. It's never going to be all right again. I killed my baby. Oh, God.
She's a bit better now. Thanks. How does a girl like that end up with a caution for prostitution? I mean, I've seen guilt before, but that was unbelievable. It just doesn't make any sense. Or maybe it does. Maybe it's a Catholic thing.
Yeah, it messes with your head.
Yeah, her head is definitely messed up. Anyway. Can I ask you something?
What?
Do I look like a whore?
Not particularly.
Not particularly. Okay. Oh, that's good. Thanks.
But hang on a minute. I want to talk to Anna again.
Why? We're all done here, aren't we?
It's just... A Catholic girl would never get rid of a baby unless she absolutely had to.
So?
So why did she have to? Not because of Sean.
Oh, maybe there was something wrong with it. Fetal abnormality or something.
It's got to be worse than that.
I don't...
It's got to be worse than anything.
Oh, Christ.
Anna. Who was the father of your baby?
What do you want?
I'm only going to say this once. Just keep away from her. Or I'm going to come looking for you. You got that?
What do you want about?
Well, the last time I looked, Mr. Collins, it's a crime to have sexual intercourse with your daughter.
What did you say?
Thanks. textbook interview, really. We'll never get a prosecution, will we?
Not if she won't testify, even then.
So what should we do? Rat him out to the social services?
No. Rat him out to the priest.
Callahan, I told you to call me.
I did.
So, just exactly what's this I hear about you and your partner? Getting yourself thrown out the Met for giving her super a blowjob. And if the fat slag tries anything with you, my darling, I'll kill him.
Hi.
Hi.
Some rumours going round.
Joanna.
Look, yeah, I'm sorry, it was my fault. I made up some stuff about De Pauli for a laugh and told Frankie not to tell anyone.
I didn't.
And now it's all over Liverpool. Honest, I never.
Shut up, Frank.
What's so funny about that?
I'm sorry. I think it's hilarious, I really do. Yeah. Who gives a shit about what people think anyway? Right. I'm off back down the pub. Yeah. So, what's the big secret with you and Sarah then?
It's unprofessional. Plus, she's married.
Oh.
Would you disapprove?
Oh, I don't know the situation. What are you thinking?
Just thinking about the inquest.
What would you do if they kicked you off?
No idea.
Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Constable Callahan, for the benefit of the jury, I want to take you into some of the background of this rather unusual case. Now, just before his death, you were bringing a prosecution against the deceased, Michael Sullivan, at Liverpool Crown Court, were you not?
Yes.
And your case against him collapsed on a technicality, an embarrassing blunder by your squad.
Yes.
It might then be reasonable to assume that you and your squad felt humiliated by Michael Sullivan.
It was just one of those things. They happen.
They certainly do to you, Constable. Now, in bringing this case against Michael Sullivan, you relied upon information supplied by an informant, did you not?
Yes.
And this informant was your brother, Patrick Callahan, was it not?
Yes.
A known drug user with a history of heroin abuse.
That happens too.
And an associate of Michael Sullivan.
Well, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be much use as an informant, would he?
Indeed. Would you describe this as standard police procedure, Constable?
I took a calculated risk to arrest a known and dangerous criminal.
As did your brother. Now, once Mr. Sullivan walked free, you must have feared for your brother's life.
Yes. It occurred to me.
Only occurred to you. Michael Sullivan had convictions for assault and grievous bodily harm. And the Sullivans are a family with known criminal connections.
It occurred to me.
What did you do about the perceived threat?
I arranged to get my brother out of Liverpool.
Not very successfully. For only a few hours later, your brother was fighting for his very life, the victim of multiple gunshot wounds. How did this make you feel, Constable?
Do you mean, how did it make me feel?
Did you burn for revenge against him? Did you want to do to him what he'd done to your brother?
I should remind you, Mr. Andrews, that these proceedings are intended purely to establish a cause of death. This is not a criminal trial.
I felt what I always felt. That Michael Sullivan was a danger to himself and everyone around him. He was mentally ill and needed proper treatment in a secure unit.
So, acting on information received, you and the members of your squad went to arrest Michael Sullivan. You entered the premises, made the arrest, handcuffed Mr. Sullivan, and then you took him yourself through to a separate room away from your colleagues.
I took him through to the bedroom where his clothes were.
And you found yourself alone in a room with a man who had tried to kill your brother. A man who would perhaps try again when he got the chance. And then a few moments later, Michael Sullivan conveniently falls from the window of the bedroom.
He stepped out before I could stop him. I just wasn't expecting it.
Are there any witnesses to support your story?
No.
Not even the other members of your squad, who might normally be expected to back up a colleague in trouble?
They weren't in the room.
They weren't in the room.
That went pretty well.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're being asked to make a judgment on a situation which lacks hard evidence one way or another. Do you believe that Michael Sullivan, a diagnosed schizophrenic, under the influence, as we have heard he was, of a cocktail of mind-altering substances, when faced with the certainty of a life behind bars, took it into his mind to evade justice once again and take his own life? Or are you persuaded that a police officer, acting out of motives of personal revenge, deliberately took the life of a helpless man?
Jury's back.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you reached your verdict?
We have. We find the deceased, Michael Sullivan, committed suicide.
Oh, come on!
You were rubbish.
Thanks.
Listen, they're organising a party for you down the Baltic. Do you want a lift?
Tell them I'm going to go and see my brother and then go home, yeah?
Okay.
Thanks.
Will you be appealing against the verdict?
Do you think this is another police cover-up?
The Sullivan family accepts without reservation the account provided by the police officers and the verdict of the jury. We will seek no further action, civil or otherwise, against any party in this matter. For us, this tragedy is over.
What price did you go?
One night, sometime, I'll be behind you.
I hate this place. Listen, I've been thinking about asking Callahan over for supper.
Who's Callahan?
Callie. My partner, Callie.
The guy that throws people out of windows.
Yeah.
Supper.
Yes, supper. You know, people sit down, they eat. Look, it's just we got off to a pretty bad start, what with one thing and another, and, you know, it's just a gesture.
I thought you hated him.
I never said I hated him.
Okay, sure.
Is that okay? Sure, it's fine? Or, OK, sure, I hate the idea. I'd rather die than have him round, and I'm going to sulk until you drop it.
You really piss me off when you do that.
What?
When you tell me what I'm thinking like that.
Well, you never say anything.
Well, you never shut up. What's the big deal with him anyway?
There is no big deal. I just want to invite him for supper once.
Fine.
Look, is it too much to ask for you to just take an interest in my life just once?
I do take an interest in your life.
So what am I working on at the moment? Go on, just name me 2 cases that I've got running.
Look.
Look, you can't, can you?
Fine, go on, invite the whole damn squad round. I don't care.
No, you obviously do care, and I want to know why. Don't you want to meet him?
Sure, I want to meet him.
No, you don't.
There you go again.
Well, you obviously don't want to meet him, do you?
Of course I don't. Why the hell would anyone want to meet someone like him?
Someone like what exactly?
Someone who throws people out of windows.
Friday, OK, then?
I'd rather die.
Friday it is.
I love this view.
Yeah.
Are we on for something tonight?
My brother Joey's got a bar open. There's a party.
And would it look odd if I came?
Yeah, it would.
Do you ever think about us, Callie? You know where it's going.
It's not going anywhere. On a fair, not a bus.
You want to know?
Brother.
Hey, Linda, is Mr. Sullivan in?
Mr. Sullivan? Just missed him.
I don't know, I found it on your desk.
That's private.
Howard passed it on to me because you weren't getting anywhere with it. Any news on your brother?
Hanging in there.
Listen, Callie, I was just wondering if, you know, maybe you might like to come round for supper sometime. That is with me and Will, you know, we thought.
Who's Will?
My partner. I mean, I live with him.
Supper.
Yeah, supper. People sit down, they eat. I mean, you could bring someone. Or not. We were thinking maybe Friday.
Oi, you two. You got a moment? This came up last night. Could be nasty. Better drop your other stuff. That is Christopher Moynihan. He left home yesterday to play in his local playground. He hasn't been seen since. We've had people out searching all night, no luck.
Why are we on this, exactly?
Well, that's it. There's someone we ought to speak to first.
I went to the park.
What do you do in the park?
Well, I went with my mates.
Yeah.
And they went off to get an ice cream.
What happened then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, Chris comes back and says this man's gonna give him the new Nintendo game and some money. Do I want to go with him?
He said no. Thank God. When I think of that sick pervert.
And then he went.
And you haven't seen him since?
No.
Did you see the man?
Well, in a distance, sort of.
What did he look like?
Sort of old. Ordinary.
Would you recognize him again?
I don't know. I'm right.
Has anything like this ever happened to you or any of your friends before?
Of course it hasn't. He'd have said something, wouldn't he? It's every mother's nightmare. I've always told him right from the start, you don't have nothing to do with strangers. I mean, you've got to bring him up the right way, haven't you? And he's a good boy, aren't you, Gary? You just never know who's out there, do you?
Right, there are 10 convicted paedophiles registered in the Merseyside area. These are off, you take your pick.
What about the rest?
It's a joint operation, everybody's getting pulled in.
Snapshots.
George.
Do you know him?
Yeah, we know.
Something funny, Frank?
No. No.
Howard's got 3 daughters about the same age as this kid.
Mr. Moynihan.
Is it okay if I stay? I've taken the day off work anyway.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
He's a good kid, Chris. Dependable. When his mum passed on, he had to grow up a bit, you know. Try to make up for it, but you can't watch them all the time, can you? Well, not every minute of every day. You just can't.
No, you can't. Look, try not to worry too much, eh? We're doing everything we can.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Looks like word got around.
Yeah, looks like it has.
Do you want kids?
At least 5.
5.
At least. How about you?
Not on days like this. Listen, have you thought any more about Friday?
Friday, yeah. Friday's okay.
Is that okay I'm free? Or, okay, I can't think of a good excuse right now, but I will because I really don't want to come to dinner with you and your boring boyfriend.
Don't take it the wrong way. I don't feel comfortable, you know?
Okay, fine. Forget it.
But don't take it the wrong way.
So did you do this guy once then?
Up here, when you do someone, it means you're screwing them.
Oh.
I just felt you should know that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Gross indecency. He was messing about with some altar boys. It's pathetic, really. Just a lonely loser.
Nothing since then?
Nah, not really. Small-time pervy stuff. More the same. If this kid ends up dead, I wouldn't be looking for George.
Oh, shit. Are you sure you've broken to the right place?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to move.
I'll check with social services.
All right, how's it going over us?
I know he's not coming back because there's nothing to come back here for. Look, you're not listening to me. He's not here. I am here, he is not. Look, listen to this. Can you hear that? No, that's right, nothing. And that's because there's no one here.
He's moved.
Oh, he's moved.
The postman's got a forwarding address at the sorting office. Frank's going to meet him down there and then telephone us with the information.
When?
Well, when we're at lunch.
You're always thinking about food.
I heard that.
Joey Callahan here.
He's coming in later.
Can we get a sandwich or something?
We're not open yet, you know. I'll ask the chef. So what is this place then?
It's supposed to be my brother's.
Listen, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you remember how you said I shouldn't take it the wrong way, that you obviously refused to come to my house for dinner?
Yeah.
Well, I was just wondering what the right way to take it was.
Well...
I mean, you know, what is it? You think I want to have you round at my house for supper? No, obviously I don't. I'm just doing it because it's a gesture, you know? We've got to work together.
I know.
Why do you not feel comfortable just sitting in a chair and eating food? What's the matter with you? Oh, you know, is it me?
Okay, I'll come then if it means that much to you.
It doesn't mean anything to me, you arrogant bastard. Nothing.
Look, all I meant was it's just that formal dinner thing. You know, it's so Mr. and Mrs. You know, small talk, introduction. So what do you do then? I just don't feel comfortable. Don't take it personally. Look, this place is opening tonight. There's a party. Joey's asked me to get a few people along. And come if you want. It'll be crap, but there's plenty of booze.
What, is that supposed to be some kind of an invitation?
Yeah, if you want.
No, I'd rather die, but thanks.
Okay, be like that.
Be like what? You're obviously only doing it because you feel guilty.
That's why I do everything.
Look, all I'm trying...
Excuse me.
Hey, Mark, will you answer my messages? Found that poor kid yet?
My sister Julia works for the Echo.
Oh, hi. Hiya. You're poorly, aren't you? You were at the hospital that time. Yeah.
You got a minute, Joey? Okay, make it quick though. Nice to meet you, Paulie.
Yeah, you too.
You want a sandwich?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
So what's John Sullivan got to do with all this?
John? This guy pulled out a while back. There were problems with the bank. I needed finance.
Oh, you needed finance.
John offered to help. Still my place. We just put some money in. Now, where else was I going to get 100 grand at short notice like that?
From me? You could have come to me.
What's the big problem, anyway?
You know what the problem is.
Oh, come on. John's legit these days. His dad's family. I trust him.
John doesn't care about anyone. He doesn't believe in anything.
Yeah, well, this is a business, not a charity, and I'm a businessman.
You're not a businessman. You're a kid playing around with the old fella's money.
Go away, Mark. I'm busy. Joey Callahan.
Get rid of him, Joey. Or I will.
Goodness, that's a big one. Hi, to Paulie. She's great, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, cheers, Frank. See you later. Come on, I've got George's address. I'll see you tonight, then,
Yeah,
Julia.
see you later.
Nice to meet you.
Okay,
See you later.
see you. Bye.
So, what's all that see you tonight stuff about?
Julie's invited me to the opening of the bar.
Oh.
So I'm going.
Well, I'm glad you're not taking this the wrong way. This is it.
Oh, shit.
Round up the usual suspects.
Hello, George.
Forgive me. I simply can't remember your name.
Can we come in?
You have a search warrant for these premises, I take it?
We just want to have a chat.
A chat? Hardly. I mean, that has so many implications of amicable social intercourse, freely entered into and openly enjoyed. You, by contrast, are here to establish my whereabouts yesterday in connection with a missing youth who is, my radio informs me, the subject of an extensive police search.
Are you letting us in or what?
I have nothing to hide but my genius.
I hope we're not disturbing you.
No, I was just watching the television.
It's not on.
I prefer it that way. Do you like Tallis? The return to Catholicism under Queen Mary saw the finest flowering of his genius.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
So long as you realize that the fixtures and fittings are not all to my taste.
I'll remember that.
So, what are you doing with yourself these days, George?
By day, a humble commercial representative, but by night, the world's most feared assassin, stalking a tightrope of fear in the shadows of death.
What sort of commercial representative?
Homeopathic healthcare remedies, mail order.
How's business?
Poor.
You surprised me.
You seem a little touchy. If you'll forgive me saying so, I expect your diet is inadequate.
You know you're supposed to tell us when you move.
The white man's burden. Bureaucracy. Secrecy was of the essence. Speed was of the essence. The facts are simple and are as follows. I was driven from my previous dwelling house by the unrelenting viciousness of an intolerant society.
You hypnotized a 6-year-old boy, then ejaculated over his shoes.
Blunders, it is true, were made, but they have been paid for in full and with a generous amount on top for service. Since then, I have devoted myself to meditation and self-improvement, courtesy of our very fine public library system, envy of the world, and deserve, some people might feel, a chance to redeem myself in the eyes of my fellow citizens.
A 9-year-old boy was reported missing yesterday tea time. He was last seen in the park outside your house.
Therefore, I am of course guilty of what we do not know. Please do not adjust your opinion. There is a fault on the line. This does not affect your statutory rights. What book are you reading this year, Constable?
It's overdue, George.
Callie? Nintendo games. Right, they're turning both of his places upside down. There's so much clutter it could take a while. And the Nintendo game's gone off to forensics.
Might not help us much yet. They're still looking for the kid. What do you make of George?
To be honest, he just seems like a bit of a crank. On the other hand, the Nintendo games.
We'll hammer him. Get the boy Gary into Halewood for an ID lineup.
It's a bit of a long shot.
I don't give a shit how long it is.
Loath as I am to step on your professional toes, it seems to me that the entire thrust of your investigation is misplaced. A young person is missing. You suspect, naturally, although you do not know, that some harm may have befallen him. And yet you come to me, a man whose brochettes with the legal establishment thus far have been entirely as a result of affection towards young people. Misguided perhaps, overzealous possibly, but affection nonetheless.
Let's talk about computer games.
I love children. I would never hurt a child.
Computer games.
I embrace all new developments in home entertainment.
You got an awful lot of them.
I embrace them feverishly.
How do they work then?
The details are wearisome. What matters is the challenge, the spirit of battle. Your relentless focus on the humdrum entirely misses the point.
So you never played any of them?
I find that my business activities restrict some of my leisure time.
So that's a no, you've never played any of them?
Feasibly.
So why do you buy them then?
It keeps me off the golf.
There's a boy been missing a night and a day. And I've got his father in my office and he's going through hell. And I have every reason to believe that you can help us with these inquiries.
Of course. I'm sorry.
So, what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday morning, I took a bus into the countryside. After a provocative lunch in a dreary public house, I spent the afternoon in the house and gardens of Speke Hall. Oh, I have, should you be interested in the early flounderings of Elizabethan architecture, the brochure.
Did you go alone?
We are all alone.
Have you got a ticket, a receipt?
No.
What was the pub called?
Oh, it was pale green. The landlord was a beast.
So you don't know what the pub was called?
We're going that way, aren't we?
What do you have for lunch?
The humble chicken is a versatile food and a valuable source of protein.
So you had chicken?
No, chicken was stricken from the menu. Compromise proved impossible. An altercation took place. I was forced into the soup, and that is not a metaphor.
When did you move to your current address?
Perhaps 6 weeks ago.
In that time, have you had any contact whatsoever with any of the children that used the playground?
No. I am aware that I have been constructed in certain senses in crude opposition to the traditional accoutrements of petty bourgeois life. car stereo systems, golf shoes, white battering. My nature leads me into temptation. Society waits to pounce. I avoid temptation.
So of all the places you could have moved, why did you move opposite a children's playground?
Necessary is as necessary does. Or is it the mother of contempt? I can never remember.
What?
I was hounded into flight. The opportunity simply arose. It had the full complement of walls plus traditional ceiling and floor. In my innocence, I admit I failed to see how others might view the situation.
Do you deny approaching Christopher Moynihan in the playground yesterday?
I do.
Do you deny offering him a new computer game if he would accompany you to your house?
I do.
Do you deny sexually assaulting him in your house?
Do you think it plausible that an intelligent fellow in my position, a convicted felon in breach, admittedly, unfortunately, in short of certain parole restrictions, would knowingly commit such a clumsy crime on his own doorstep?
Yes.
If you will forgive the observation, but to the casual observer, this smacks of desperation.
You okay?
Yeah. He's a cool bastard, isn't he? I'll give him that.
Yeah, but I still can't figure him for hurting someone.
Or nuts.
Joe's on for a psychiatrist now. Should be sometime tomorrow. And we got an ID slot in an hour.
Good, good.
An overweight landlord of a green public house out by Speak Hall clearly remembers arguing about chicken with a man that can only be George. The kitchen was closed, and so that puts him there about 2:30.
What about the hall?
Inconclusive. They had hundreds of visitors. It doesn't add up. I mean, if it was him, he had no chance of getting away with it.
Oh, it's him.
Hey, Jabba the Hutt wants to see us.
The convicted paedophile moves opposite to a playground and nobody knows about it. Dear God. Right. I want this investigation kept completely under wraps. You hear? You speak to no one.
Well, there's obviously something wrong with the system, say.
And maybe so. But I want this inquiry handled properly. Not in the pages of a bloody newspaper.
Look, the important thing is to stop it happening again.
Don't tell me my job, Jones. Now listen, you lot have survived the coroner's inquest by the skin of your teeth. I'm going to tell you that you're not going to be so lucky when it comes to the PCA inquiries, which will give full weight to the catalogue of errors and misjudgments which led to the avoidable death of Michael Sullivan. And it will be highly critical of you, Jones. And you, Callan. I don't like my officers being flayed in public, so I expect you to get your act together. I'll not get embroiled in another bloody controversy. Is that clear?
I love them pep talks.
Constable De Pauli, there's someone to see you in reception.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, I'm sorry. I was crabby.
Yeah, me too. I shouldn't have bothered.
Look, can you pop out for a bit?
It's not a great time right now.
What?
I'll tell you later. Oh, listen, we've been invited to a bar opening tonight. Can you make it?
Yeah. Later, maybe. Look, I'll give you a call.
You coming to the ID suite?
I just want to check out a few things here first. Okay. Callie, this is Will. Will, this is Callie.
Hello?
Hello?
I've heard a lot about you. Anyway, I'll let you get on. I'm looking forward to having you over to dinner, Callie.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know, I don't know which of you is the bigger wanker.
You had a good look at everyone, Carrie.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you recognize?
No.
Is there anyone who looks kind of, familiar?
done it then. Can we go now?
Yeah, thanks very much, Mrs. O'Leary. Thanks, Gary.
He's a good lad.
Fine.
Come on.
Doesn't mean anything.
Let's get it back.
The only prints on the Nintendo games were George's.
And our guy's still missing.
Great.
The FAO want us to keep going with him.
Gotta be worth checking out.
Hey, I think you should come and have a look at this. I was just watching the video again while you were out, and this time I watched it all the way to the end. Right, watch this. See those feet? There.
George. Yes. Well done. Are you quite sure you wish to continue this interview without a solicitor present?
You could do with losing a few pounds, you know, old boy. I might be able to help you there.
Did you understand my question?
Heart disease kills 76% of people over 50.
I'm not over 50.
Just an illustration of the dangers.
I take it you do not want a solicitor to represent you.
There's no fool like a fat fool.
You said that you avoid the park opposite your house.
Yes.
You also said that you had had no contact with any of the children who frequent that park.
Yes.
And yet we have a video of you standing in that park watching the missing boy, Christopher Moynihan.
Have you? Can I see it?
God's sake! You tell us what happened. Don't put the father through any more agony.
Agony? Who the hell are you to talk about agony? You serve in the humblest capacity a society where nothing matters as much as making money. Where success is a life-consuming job, where you can pay somebody else to look after your kids and iron your trousers. Yes, I watched those children in that park, and I pity them. I pity them all. Latchkey children, forgotten spawn of single mothers and fornicating fathers, authors of greed and consumerism, and quite frankly, shoddy building standards. They should all be sterilized.
Is that why you did it, George? Did you take Chris away to teach them all a lesson?
If I had done it, which I didn't, it would not have been for that reason.
What happened, George? Did Chris scream? Was he going to report you? Is that what happened? Did you panic? Maybe you just wanted to shut him up, eh? Maybe it was just an accident.
There was no accident. I don't know anything about this.
I think you're lying.
Everybody lies. It's just a question of how much. Some lies are worse than others, and some lies are better than the truth.
We want the truth, George.
What's the point? What's the point in being born if you haven't got money, or talent, or privilege? I mean, some damn thing. What do they expect you to do for the next 70 years? What do they expect you to do?
What have you done with Christopher Moynihan? Where is he?
The tigers of wrath are wiser than the horses of instruction. A fine career, shoes.
He's nuts.
Well, you're the one with the degree in psychology.
Oh, come on, Howard. He's pretty eccentric.
No, he's playing at being nuts. Because he knows we've got him, and he knows we're going to find that poor kid somewhere, and he knows we're going to nail him with forensic, and he knows that he's going to get a life sentence, and he wants his bastard weaselly brief to stand up in court and tell them that he couldn't help it, so that he does his time somewhere nice talking to a shirt-lifting psychiatrist about his mother.
He's done a few of these over the years.
Yeah, does your head in.
What's happening? Nothing new.
Our guy's been in Arrow Park for a week, spinal problems. SIO's ruled him out. Dead end.
Listen, do you want to have another crack at George?
No, not yet. Well, Gary, your mum said you might be here.
Have you found Chris yet?
Not yet, no. She doesn't mind you being here.
Why should she?
Well, aren't you a bit scared?
Not really.
No? Are you a red or a blue?
Neither.
Tranmere.
I hate football. Sorry.
It's alright. What's your music?
Just stuff.
Can I have a listen? Tallis. Thomas Tallis. You like music, yeah?
I was going to join the orchestra at school, but I wanted to learn the trumpet. And Mum says I have to learn the violin, so I didn't.
Where's your dad?
He ran away.
Yeah, my old fella ran away once. Came back, though.
I don't think Mum would like him to come back.
How about you?
I don't know.
Gary. I want to tell you something about George. I know he's your friend, but we're worried about him. George is sick. He needs to go to hospital.
What's wrong with him?
Well, I don't know exactly. To get George into hospital, you're going to have to help us. You'll do that, won't you? I know George has told you not to tell anyone about you and him being friends. But that's just what you're going to have to do. Because if you don't, we can't help him.
I can't tell Mum.
I'll talk to your mum, Gary. She'll understand. Look, sometimes things happen to people and it's not their fault that they happen. What's happened to you, it's not your fault. And no one's ever going to say it is. Not anyone.
He's my friend.
I know.
Where is he?
It's not true what they're saying. Going behind my back, talking to my son, filling his head with rubbish and lies. I don't know what it is that he said, but it's not true. My son is not making any statement. He's a good lad, and he's not admitting to nothing he's not done, so don't you go near him.
Thanks, Connie. Mrs. O'Leary, you listen to me. Your son has been the victim of a clever and manipulative paedophile. This man has been preying on young boys in your neighbourhood, and as a result, one of them, who you know very well, has gone missing. And I'm telling you now, I presume he's very dead. I've got his father in my office, and he's going through stuff that I can't even begin to think about, you know. No, we've got that man in custody, but we're going to have to let him go, because the only evidence we've got is your son's testimony, and you won't let him testify. Now, I don't give a shit about whether your neighbours think you're a bad mother, or your son's a pervert, or a Nancy, or whatever the hell it is that's worrying you. The truth of the matter is that Gary's a good kid, and he needs your support. So that's why you're going to get a solicitor and you're going to bring him into the station, and Gary's going to tell us everything that happened between him and that
evil bastard! And if you don't, well, may your God forgive you. Because I know I never will.
My name is Gary John O'Leary. I'm 10 years old. 10 and a half.
I'd like to ask you a favour.
There's something Chris's father wants to know. He wants to know why. Why Christopher? Because he was there.
I just thought I'd say, well done.
We're going to this party then.
Thanks for bringing the corpses. Big help.
Hey everyone. Hi Paulie. This is Calvin.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, Callie. I hope they've got a decent red.
We were worried about that ourselves.
I thought you lot did really well catching that bastard. Is Willie?
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening night of my bar, modestly called Joey's. Yeah, but seriously though, folks, my brother Ian is just going to say a few words for us. Ian.
Thanks, Joey. God looks upon us all, wherever we are, and I'm sure he's looking down on us tonight as we gather here to celebrate this new venture. A house where people of all faiths can gather to enjoy music and food and drink and each other's company. Although I think he will be surprised and disappointed, as I am, that the owner has refused to stock any mild. May we remember in our prayers those who cannot be with us tonight. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Thank you.
No, I was going to have my hair nice and wear really, really nice. Now I'm going to have it here. Hey, wherever it is, I'll come. Good. It's going to be mad. So what do you do then?
I'm a busy. Yeah, but we're not supposed to talk about it. You know, it's a special match.
Nice place, this.
He wasted enough bloody money on it.
It's nice, though.
It'll bomb, like everything else he touches.
So how come he could afford this place, then?
Family dosh, I thought you'd have known.
Not at all, no.
Old Callie loves to play the working class hero. Not very convenient when you're loaded, of course. So he keeps it pretty quiet.
Loaded?
Yeah. The old man made a fortune in the family bookies when he left the Navy. Half the kids grew up shit poor, the other half got spoiled silly. None of them need to work. And most of them don't.
You're pretty pissed off with him, Joey, aren't you? What's that?
The check.
The money. Shouldn't bank with them, the crap.
To pull out of the bar.
It's a good location. I like it.
Don't drag Joey into all this.
You're not a businessman, Kelly.
Neither's Joey.
You're pretty hard on him. Then again, you're pretty hard on everyone. You ever think about getting out? Out of what?
You don't need the money now.
I never needed it. You talk about it like it's all so simple. Like it's either all black or it's all white. You can't get out. It's all around us. It's all grey. Them bastards spending our taxes giving you orders. Christ, the things I know about them.
They'll bring you down, John. People you wouldn't even piss on.
There's nobody. Bloody hell, what the on. You're not 20 anymore. You've got kids. And Sue. You know, I'll never get you, Callie. All that money in the bank. You still want to get up at 6 in the morning and go and chase some pushes and tires.
It's not my money.
Oh, well, give it away then.
I've just been to a funeral. I don't want to go to yours.
You always wanted to save everyone.
Sometimes you can make a difference.
My kid's still dead though, isn't he?
But not the next one.
There's always a next one. Anyway, I'd better pop in on Sue. Don't you worry about Joey. We'll be okay.
Keep away from the Paulie.
Hey, yourself?
You're not sleeping with Callie, are you?
I never sleep.
Look, if you want to come down for a drink sometime, find me down here most evenings.
Now, why would I want to do that?
Think of it. No strings.
No hope. I'll never forget that man's face as long as I live.
Moynihan.
It just makes you terrified, you know. Not just of having kids, but I don't know, the whole bit. Of falling in love. Needing, giving anything to anyone.
Takes that away, what have you got left?
Callahan, was that a wild romantic thought?
Don't tell anyone.
So, are you in love with, what's her name, Thingy?
Sarah? No. Where's Will?
He didn't make it. There's my cab. So, I'll see you tomorrow then, yeah?